I am going to help you be a little less stressed out if you've got a craving for some cookies, or maybe you've got a cookie exchange party to go to and you don't know what to take, or maybe you've got some guests that are coming over and you're like, I need to whip up something, nice little snack. I've got 3 cookie recipes for you. Definitely 2, maybe 3, we'll see. So let's not spend any more time yammering on and let's get to the first cookie. The first cookie that we're making is a whole wheat cookie, and it's from the website She Loves Biscotti. Now, I'll make sure to leave a link down below to her site so you can go check it out. You're gonna begin with a small bowl and you're going to crack in 1 large room temperature egg in there. 4 tablespoons of honey. I love the flavor of whole wheat flour and honey together. I think they make a really great combination. So I'm looking forward to seeing how this tastes. Then I'm gonna go in with 1 teaspoon of vanilla paste. It's the holidays and why not go a little fancier, right? Of course you can go with vanilla extract if you want, just not vanilla essence, please. And lastly, to the wet ingredients, we've got 2 tablespoons of vegetable oil. Then we're just going to mix this all up. Okay, that's all whisked up and ready to go. Now we're going to move on to the dry ingredients. In a larger bowl, I have 1 cup and 1/4, a cup and a quarter of whole wheat flour. It's about 190 to 195 grams. Half a teaspoon of baking powder, just a pinch of salt. Of course, the salt is to enhance the flavor. And what are we enhancing the flavor of? Of the honey, of the zest of 1 orange. And it smells so good. Actually, it's only supposed to be 1 teaspoon, but in that goes. All right, let's just quickly mix this up before we add in the wet ingredients. Let's take our wet. I love it. So once this comes together, we're going to put this into the fridge, cover it, and put it into the fridge for about half an hour. That time spent in the fridge will allow the grain of the whole wheat flour to begin to moisten so that it becomes much softer when you are ready to bake it. I can use my hand because it makes things so much easier. It's all done. Let's wrap it up, stick it into the fridge. Now, before we get into the next recipe, just a little side note about the whole wheat cookies. If you don't want to use an egg, remember you can always use something like applesauce. An even better solution would be the flax egg, which is 1 tablespoon of flaxseed, grounded flaxseed, to about 2-3 tablespoons of hot water. And you're gonna mix that up, let that sit to the side for a little bit, and when it gets all gloopy, it's ready to go. So you've got that option. Also with the honey, if you don't wanna use honey, you can also use maple syrup. That'll work as well. All right, on to the next recipe. So while the whole wheat cookies are doing their business in the fridge, we can probably make and bake these almond flour shortbread cookies. Now I do have to say, be forewarned that this is very coconut heavy because you're using coconut butter or coconut oil that's been melted and then cooled. So if you don't like the taste of coconut, you may not like this one. But we're gonna begin with 2 cups or 200 grams of almond flour. Then you're gonna add in 1/4 cup or 85 grams of maple syrup. And then 3 tablespoons or about 50 grams of coconut oil that's been melted and cooled. So even though you are using almond flour, once you mix this all up, you're looking for a consistency that you can squeeze and will still hold its shape when you squeeze it in your hands or in your fingers. All right, so I'm just making sure all the coconut is properly mixed through. That maple syrup makes it smell so good. Oh man, and I think we're there. I think so. Let's see here. Yeah. So I've got my cookie sheet lined with parchment paper. So I'm gonna set this to the side, bring back my dough, and I should probably, let's line this with some parchment paper as well. All right, so now we're gonna roll this out to about 8 to 10 millimeters thick. Doesn't have to be a perfect shape because you're using a cookie cutter to cut out the cookies anyway. Oh, and if I didn't say before, you want to preheat your oven to 350 degrees. Do that now as you're doing this. You know, I think we're in a good place. Let's leave it there. Okay. So because I don't have a cookie cutter the size that I want, I'm gonna use a glass and it'll achieve the exact same results. So now, of course, once you get the amount that you're gonna get from this first rolled out part, just put it back together, roll it out again, get some more cookies. All right, first 4 done. Let's make some more. Ooh, I could go for some s'mores now. Focus, Andre, focus. All right, so for me, that recipe produced 10 cookies with very minimal scraps left over. I can make a smaller one, maybe I'll do that as well. But these are gonna go into the oven for about 12 to 15 minutes or until you see them begin to golden, okay? Next, we're going to melt down some dark chocolate. I'm using 70% because that's pretty much what I can handle. We're going to add some coconut oil and melt it in the microwave at 30-second intervals. When your chocolate's all melted and smooth, you're going to dump half of each cookie into the chocolate and then sprinkle on some crushed freeze-dried strawberries. So I let this sit out for a little bit before rolling it out because I wanted to give it a little bit of time to warm up. Preheat your oven to 375 degrees. It's a little bit hotter than the shortbread cookies, so keep that in mind. These are gonna go in once they're all stamped and ready to go for about 12 to 15 minutes. Now, having said that, the shortbread cookies, I did only keep them in the oven for about 10 minutes, just under 10 minutes, and that's all they needed, not the actual 12 minutes. So we want to roll it out to about 1/4 inch thick. Now I have these beautiful stamps, cookie stamps, and so I'm just deciding, I don't know which ones to go with. All right, I'm just gonna go with a couple of them, and yeah, that'll be it. I think I might have made them a little too thick, but that's okay. Thick is great. Gather up the bits and re-roll. So I'm going to cut out a couple more cookies, stick these into the oven, like I said, for about 12 to 15 minutes at 375, but like I said, keep an eye on them just to be sure you don't burn them. All right, so this last cookie isn't necessarily a holiday cookie, but it's no bake, and it's literally throwing things into one bowl, mixing it up, letting it set in the fridge, and then you're good to go. First things first, in a large bowl, you're going to combine your peanut butter and your coconut oil. 1/2 cup or 105 grams of coconut oil melted, 1/2 cup or 125 grams of smooth peanut butter. I mean, if you want chunky, I'm not gonna stop you. It's the holidays, enjoy yourself. Now you're gonna take a whisk and whisk these two up before we start to add anything else, just to make sure this is a nice smooth mixture, and then everything else will get combined easily. Then you're gonna add in a 1/4 cup of coconut sugar, a 1/4 cup or 25 grams of cocoa powder. I'm using Dutch cocoa because I'm bougie like that. A 1/4 cup or 60 milliliters of almond milk, just a pinch of salt to enhance the flavor, and 1 teaspoon of vanilla extract. And like before, just mix everything together. Make sure, especially the cocoa powder, make sure that it's fully incorporated so you've got that gorgeous dark brown color coming through. All right, that is fully combined. Now we're gonna move on to the dry ingredients, which is only 2 things. 2 cups or 180 grams of quick oats or instant oats. And just for a little extra chew, about 1/2 cup of dried cranberries. Time to mix it. So you're looking for a consistency that's going to be able to sit on its own. Of course, once you put this into the fridge and let everything set, the peanut butter will get a little harder, the coconut milk will start reacting as well, and that'll go back to its solidified form to a certain extent, obviously. All right, that's it. It's time to make these into little balls, squish them down, and put them into the fridge. And And there you have it, 3 simple, easy to make holiday cookies that you can whip up if you've got a craving, you've got a party, you've got a cookie exchange. They're all here for you. So my personal favorites, I'm gonna have to go with the almond flour shortbread cookies. They don't taste like shortbread by any means, but they are really good. I like the snap that they have. They're really tasty. The whole wheat cookies are nice. I like that hint of orange. They're a little crunchy and a little chewy, depending on how thick you make them. That's totally up to you. So I enjoy those, and I love these. These are probably like second place for me, third place for the whole wheats, but I love these because I love the chewy cranberries. I love that, I was gonna say hint, it's not that much of a hint of chocolate, it's a little more than that, but just super easy, super quick, and delicious. I love these. If you want more recipes like these, be sure to subscribe and leave a comment below. Let me know what you think of these and what other things you'd like to see me make. And because this is the last video of 2024, Merry Christmas, Happy Holidays, and I'll see you in the next year.